in the room.
Good and well. You know what I mean? Don't do that. That's what makes it work.
How much you charge for that? Well, they send you the sneakers and I charge them 400. I stay busy with everything.
So we got to work together to make it great. So I got to listen. It's go time. I hope it's go time for you. Membership or something requires you to get in there?
Yeah, you have to.
Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, Nicole, Tamika. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Vet Green, and this is the Vet Green Show. And I hope that it is looking all right over here on Facebook and YouTube, because I have not used this streaming platform since like March, everybody. So if it's moving or looking a little weird, it's because, again, I have not used this and some things have changed. Like this platform has changed. Hey, King Tashala, thank you so much for joining today. So y'all, listen, I just turned 50 on Sunday and the world feels so heavy. It's like, man, like I'm for real grown up now, y'all. Like I'm for real grown up, and it just feels different. You know, I remember turning 25 and it was like, oh my God, I felt like my whole world had came crashing down on me, because even though I was 25 years old, listen, y'all, with 4 kids, okay? I had 4 kids at the time. It was something about me turning 25 that kind of made me like, oh my God, like I have to grow up, right? I was a teenage mom. So in my head, I was grown. You know how we get when we 18, we think we grown, but the mindset was not there. It was not there. I'm still working on this mindset. So I can remember turning 25 and literally, y'all, laying in my bed, just crying like, oh my God, I'm getting so old. And it's like, now I'm 50. It's like, thank you, Lord. Thank you for allowing me to see 50 years old, because I know too many people that did not get here, y'all. Okay. So it's a blessing and I'm grateful and I'm thanking God. So this 50, me turning 50, I felt that peace. I remember my mom saying, you know, she was at a certain age where she felt like, I don't care. I'm just going to say how I feel. And that's how I feel now, y'all. I'm like, you know what? I'm at this age that, number one, please do not play on my intelligence. Okay. Don't do that to me. I'm also at the age where I'm looking at where my life is. I'm in a group chat with my kids and they're talking about how long they've been out of high school. And I'm like, well, shoot, I've been out of high school for 30 years. And then I said to myself, Vet, in these 30 years, what have you accomplished? And you know, when you ain't in the place that you really want to be, you can get down on yourself. And I was like, we're not doing that. So let me think about the things that I have accomplished, not the things that was like, girl, you know good and well, you shouldn't have did that, or the things that the blessings that became lessons, y'all. I think about that. So I'm feeling very blessed. I'm happy. I got a chance to spend time with my family and friends when I turned 50. And it is what it is. I'm just grateful to be here, y'all. So in this episode of the Vet Green Show, I'm going to be breaking down what's happening in the headlines, everybody. Okay. We're talking about SNAP benefits. We're going to do a little bit of political things. I don't have any slides or anything up right now. I just wanted to hop on here really and check things out to see how it's working, because a lot of things have changed over here. If you are over here with me on Instagram, thank you all so much. Make sure you subscribe to the Green Links Media channel as well. Let me go on ahead and put this on Do Not Disturb, because my phone likes to ring. And if you've ever been rocking with me, you know my kids like to call me at all types of times, knowing that their mama in here trying to make this Green Links Media into something that I can leave to them. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all, we're going to be talking about how the policies and the economy and global decisions are impacting everybody. I hope everybody's paying attention to what's going on, especially with Greenland. We're going to be talking about that. So recent tax changes have come into place as of 2026, which, depending on your circumstances, like your financial circumstances, it really may benefit you, especially. So, what is it that? Oh goodness, y'all, what is that program that the taxes? If you itemize, that might be definitely something that you can benefit from. Now, I know a lot of people probably take the standard deduction, but there are some of you who need to itemize because your income exceeds. You're going to get taxed like heck if you don't. Okay, that's why it's very important that you get your benefits, because they take that money when you're working. Get your benefits. Let them take that money, because they take that money off the top without being taxed. If you have the ability to get into a 401k, get into it. And if you can, put the maximum in there, y'all, because you're really, think about it as a huge savings account, right? Just think about it like that. Don't not pay into something that's going to help you in the future. All right. That's all I'm saying. So let's talk about, oh, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. So I really want to talk about these SNAP benefits and what that means for some people and what's going on with that. I'm just getting my notes here. Um, so this isn't going to be a political lecture, y'all. It's a real conversation about how these policies show up in our lives, in our homes, and in our mental health. Because I don't know about you, but if my financial situation is not on point, then nothing is going to be on point. I need to get those things together. As someone who became a teenage mom and grew up so fast, I know what it feels like when the world keeps moving. It's like these things are happening in your life and you feel like you're at a standstill, but the world is continuing to move. And a lot of times we're just trying to keep up. So, over the next three segments, and I'm going to try and bring these to you as much as possible. Right now, I don't have a set schedule, but I appreciate anybody who is tapping in. And I can't see the comments, y'all. Let me try and figure out what's going on here. Hey, baby, I see you, baby Kate. I see you. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, like I know I've been feeling overwhelmed, nostalgic, or just tired, this episode is definitely for you. So let's break down some things. I want to talk about uh these recent tax changes, y'all. Let me see. I have to get into my notes. I have to get into my notes. Let me know below, even if you are watching this in the replay, let me know below how some of these tax changes have affected you, because they're also trying to make changes with childcare, right? And I can remember going to college and being in school. Childcare is a necessity. When you are going to work, because you need to go to work, right? You need to go to work. So let's talk about the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, this change in the Medicaid and SNAP. So Medicaid right now will require adults 19 to 64 to work at least 80 hours a month by late 2026. Now, there are some states that have already adopted this, like New York. They've already adopted this. So if you're applying for food stamps and stuff like that, you're going to have to work at least 80 hours a month, which is not bad, y'all. That's like 20 hours a week. That's like 20 hours a week. On the positive side, though, employer child care tax credits are increased, and families can now save more for dependent care with higher flexible spending limits. Now, a lot of jobs will allow you to put money into things like transportation and daycare, and then you just withdraw from that. So you kind of have like this savings plan, and you put that money away, and then once you pay the bill, you go and get reimbursed from that money that you've already put away. Now, for everyday citizens, it really depends, like I said, on your situation. Now, this may not apply to you. Hey, man, Samuata, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate everybody. Um, so, if someone relies on Medicaid, you might need to meet those work requirements. Now, I did look into it because there are some people who are disabled. And the ones that are disabled, you are exempt. So you don't have to worry about that. But those of you who are getting Medicaid or food stamps and you're not working, just find something, especially in this economy right now, y'all. Like I'm looking at McDonald's, I'm looking at these clothing stores. Just get something that can supplement it, because you don't that's one of the challenges we have when we are so reliant on these services. And I get it, because some of our incomes cannot even afford to pay the rents because they're so high. So I trust me, I get it. But now is the time for us to get things in order. So if that means working one or two jobs just to make sure that we can, like, the struggle shouldn't be normalized. Okay, can we not normalize the struggle? And I'm talking to myself as well, because sometimes, like, my sister and my daughter have told me, like, "Vet, you have this tendency to self-sabotage." And I do. And that's when I'm reflecting on myself, and I'm like, you know what? We need to do what we need to do to make sure that we can live our lives the way we want to. So while some may feel the pressure to work or report more often, others find it easier to afford childcare when you do that. It's really a mixed bag. Um, and circumstances, because your circumstances may not be the same as my circumstances. So in 2026, the child independent care tax credit covers 50% of qualifying care expenses. So that's up to $3,000 for one dependent. So you can put up to $3,000 away for one dependent, or $6,000 for two or more. So that $6,000 that you can put away, that comes right off the top. It's not even taxed. It comes right off the top before they even tax it. Put that money away, pay that bill, and then go get reimbursed for it. So just to simplify things, because I'm a visual learner. So imagine a simple chart, right? On one side, you've got your income levels. And then on the other side, um, on one side, you've got your income levels. And if you earn 15,000 or less, you'll get 50% of your child care expenses back, which is phenomenal. But then it's like, dang, if you're only getting $15,000 a year, how are you able to survive? Because that's not a lot of money. So there's some downsides to that as well. Um, in New York, the SNAP benefits currently have a waiver for work requirements until February 28th, 2026, y'all. After that, starting March 1st, able bodied adults without dependents will need to work at least 80 hours per month to keep their benefits, except in Saratoga County. The age for work requirements have also been expanded up to 64. Like, it's like, oh my God. And certain exemptions, like veterans or homeless individuals, have been removed. Um, for individuals who are disabled, they remain exempt. Oh, my eye itching, y'all. They remain exempt from the work requirements if someone is verified disabled. So typically, someone is considered disabled for SNAP purposes if they receive disability benefits like Social Security, SSI, that SSD. Those are exemptions. So I also want to talk to y'all about Greenland, y'all. Hey, Moses Cooley, and hello to everyone who is tapping in. If you are watching in a replay, please leave me a message in the comments below and let me know where you are tuning in from. I'm just trying to see something, because this algorithm, y'all, we really have to, if you are a creator, a content creator, and you're using social media as a business, one of the things that we have to be mindful of is the algorithm. So I'm trying to see where this show is actually being distributed to. I want to see if they're like blocking some people from seeing it, because you really have to pay attention. So right now, everybody, okay, Greenland is in the spotlight due to the evolving tensions between the US, Denmark, and Europe. Now, former president, well, he is the president, Trump renewed interest in acquiring Greenland, calling it critical for U.S. security, even threatening tariffs on the EU. European leaders and Greenland's prime minister have rejected the idea. Yeah, they're like, no, right? No. And Denmark has sent more troops to Greenland. Meanwhile, protests in Greenland and Denmark highlight the strong public opposition to any U.S. purchase. So what's going on right now is President Donald Trump is saying that he needs Greenland. And I did some research, like, why Greenland? It's minerals and, mineral deposits, and rich with resources in Greenland. Not to mention where it's located is actually closer to the US than it is to the EU. Yeah. So President Donald Trump is saying that this is what I want, and I'm willing to take it. I'm willing to take it. I don't know how you all feel or if you have been paying attention to what's going on, but I pray that this does not spark anything that can be detrimental to our country. I really do. There's so the I just pray that this does not evolve into anything else. So Greenland is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. While Denmark is a part of the European Union, Greenland itself actually withdrew from the European economy community back in the 1980s. So while it's politically tied to Denmark, its own country. It's not a part of the EU. Still, on the geopolitical moves about Greenland, naturally involve Denmark and the broader region. So Greenland is a part of the Kingdom of Denmark. So Denmark handles its defenses and foreign affairs. So picture Greenland on a map as a large island, geographically closer to North America, but politically, everybody, it's a part of the Kingdom of Denmark. So imagine, because again, I'm a visual learner, imagine Denmark being the parent state managing international affair matters and foreign policies for Greenland, while Greenland has internal self rule for day to day matters. Uh, I also asked, like, why? Like, what is going on there? Because if you have not heard, President Donald Trump also sent troops up to the Arctic, and the Arctic is strategically important for several reasons. Just like Greenland, it's rich in natural resources like oil and minerals. And as the ice melts, new shipping routes are opening up. So countries want to secure their presence there for both economic and security reasons. By sending troops or increasing military presence, everybody, the U.S. is aiming to ensure it's not outpaced by other countries like Russia or China in the Arctic influence and access. So the reason why the Arctic matters, everybody, is because it holds these valuable natural resources. And with the ice melting, it's actually opening up new routes to get around. So we're talking about oil, natural gas, minerals like nickel, copper, rare earth elements. And as technology is continuing to evolve, they're going to need these resources because some of these items that we're using in AI, they have to get those minerals. So what else are we talking about, y'all? I do want to ask y'all. This is kind of going into entertainment news. Um, what are your thoughts on Cardi B and Stefan Diggs? Now I'm going to give my opinion. I don't know Cardi B. I don't know Stefan Diggs, but I do recognize and empathize with anyone who has gone through heartbreak. Now, I fully believe that Cardi B loved her husband, Offset. And I fully believe that sometimes we as individuals can be not naive. It's just if you don't know what you don't know. And I fully believe that in relationships, those relationships actually grow us up. So, for instance, I feel that, and she talked about this, how Offset actually spoke life into her. But at the same time, Cardi B has been so awesome at getting her, like, she is a brand within itself. Keep in mind, she hasn't made music in over 5 years. This latest album that she put out, that was the first album that she put out in like years. But Cardi B has been able to maintain her presence through social media and all types of platforms. You'll see her out in Paris at these fashion shows. People are still calling her, but you don't see that happening as much for Offset. So there is a world where you can have people in a relationship and one person is jealous of the other. So they want to kind of hold them down. Or if that person is doing more than them, even though it's benefiting all of them, if that person is doing more than them, they feel away about it. They feel away about it. There are some relationships, y'all. I gotta wait. I don't want no. I put Vaseline there. There are some relationships right now where the other party does not want their person to do anything more than them because they're going to feel as if I honestly don't know what that is. Because in my head, if we're in a relationship and I'm doing XYZ and maybe you're only doing X, we're in a relationship, we're married. So it's going to benefit all of us. It doesn't matter who's bringing home more money. That shouldn't matter. But I do feel that based on some of these women that I see Offset being linked to, it's like, man, like Cardi B is a queen. And not to say anything bad about these women, but Cardi B is strong within herself and she can hold her own. And some men may be intimidated by that. And I feel that that may be one of the reasons why he was stepping out so much because Cardi B is Cardi B and Cardi B alone is her own brand. And she's been able to brand herself so well that she did not have to make music and still was able to eat. Okay. As far as Stefan Diggs and all of these babies, Stefan, just know that you're working with a queen. Okay. Don't do her like that. Don't do Cardi like that. And I hope that because she talks about how they're friends, which is phenomenal. It's good that they're friends first. And I just hope that he's able to put that friend hat on and recognize that this queen just had a baby. Postpartum is real. You can see what you want to see on these social media platforms. But once this camera is off, you don't know what's going on in that lady's head. She just had a baby. And Blossom is not even that old either. So she had kids pretty much back to back. Postpartum can last for a while. I was talking to my sister recently and she was telling me a story. Now, I had forgotten. I had forgotten this had even happened. She told me a story how I was so overwhelmed. And at the time, now she's a teenager, maybe 16, 17 years old. I walked into my mom's house and I dropped down to my knees. I have my three daughters and I just burst out crying. Like I didn't even understand what was going on. I did not understand that that was postpartum. It just hits you in waves. It's like severe depression, and it's something that you can't put a name to it. So I just pray for Cardi B, and I say, y'all give her some grace. If this man is going to love on her the way she needs him to, and anything that happened in the past, let it stay back there. Y'all know how many daddies and granddaddies got these extra kids on the side? Cut it out. All right, just cut it out. So everybody, after the U.S., I want to get back into going back to politics and all of that because I really want y'all to pay attention to what's going on. So after the U.S. captured Venezuela's President Maduro's Secretary of the State Marco Rubio laid out a plan. Do y'all think that the plan is to make him like whatever the head is over there? Like my eyes are all wide open, y'all. Like I am looking at things from a different lens, and it's looking kind of funky. It's looking kind of funky, y'all. So what they're saying is that they're stabilizing the country and managing its oil sales right away. Right away. So next they plan to rebuild Venezuela's oil industry because from what I heard President Donald Trump talking about, like everything has to be redone. I'm about to sneeze. Everything has to be redone. The goal is to transition to a stable government, though the details are still evolving right now. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. So I was watching the Oscars and Sinners, y'all, have been nominated. What do they have? Like 16 nominations? What? What? Go ahead, Michael B. Jordan. What? 16. It felt so good to see that. And I hope that they do right by them, all of them. I hope that they do right by all of them because that's phenomenal for him. I knew when I was watching him in The Wire that he was going to be a phenomenal actor. I didn't know where it was going to lead because they ended up powing him off maybe mid episodes. I don't even remember which season, but I remember when they powed him off, I was like, man, because he played that role so well. You would have thought that that was his everyday life, right? And I remember also thinking, man, he reminds me of Denzel Washington. And now look at him now. Look at him now. He is doing the doggone thing. Hey, Fuse and Striker, thank you so much for joining today. I appreciate everybody who is coming in. I'm really just testing this out Y'all seeing how this works? Because again, this system has been updated. So, also going on 28 years later, the Bone Temple are basically a hit. They're saying ranking second at the box office. I have not gone to the movie theaters in years, y'all, since COVID. Since COVID, I have not gone into a movie. No, wait a minute. Am I lying? If I have, it's only been one time. So, are you all still going to the movies? It seems like that too is going to be phasing out because more and more people seem to enjoy being at home. Hi, I'm Vet, and I love being at my home. Okay, more and more people seem to enjoy being at home, but there's still movie theaters. The last time I went, I remember it wasn't even that crowded. There may have been less than 20 people. And remember back in the days, you go to the movie theater, you have to literally look for a seat, but that's not what's going on. So Sophie Turner has been cast as Laura Craft in the upcoming Tomb Raider series, and in music, Taylor Swift leads the iHeart Radio nominations. Meanwhile, Ant and Deck are launching their first podcast, and the WWE Royal Rumble will happen in Saudi Arabia this year. Everybody is going over there. What is going on? What is going on? So right now, I also notice that people are embracing that nostalgia. 2016, they're recreating their 2016. I was thinking about where I was in 2016. That was like 10 years ago. Transitioning. I was in transition. I was in Delaware um, mm, for the second time. I was in Delaware. See, this too, as I'm saying that, this too goes back to that self sabotage. Sometimes when things have been going real well in my life, I have this way of self sabotaging it. And it's weird to explain unless you yourself do that. It also has to deal with, me believing that it's possible. Yeah. And me making sure that I surround myself with people who are going to speak life into me because it's very, very important. I realize that more and more as I grow older and obtain these experiences. I'm thinking back to my old self being a teenage mom and the things that are going on right now in the world. One of my focuses would be to make sure one, I had enough food in the home because we don't know what's going to happen. Um, just making sure self is all right. I keep reflecting to my teenage self because I can't believe I went from 16 and pregnant to now I am 50 years old and I feel so grown. Like I feel so grown. There's the enemy is always trying to come at me, but the more I acknowledge that God, the Most High, woke me up for a reason, and I need to fulfill what it is He's waking me up for, the better I feel, y'all. Even small things that I do. Um, it can be, I don't know, sweeping the floor or something like that. Just something that makes me feel productive and knowing that I got the job done. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So, have any of you done your 2016? I haven't. I haven't because, yeah, I haven't. If you have, let me know in the chat where I can see it. I may show it the next episode because again, y'all, this one was just more of a test to lay things out to see what it looks like here. Hey, Breaking Culture, thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. Make sure y'all Make sure y'all follow Breaking Culture, Rachel J over there, one of my favorite artists coming out of Chicago. And you can hear the opening song for the Vet Green Show is the one that she had actually done. But anywho, everybody, I'm about to let you all go. Again, this is just a test. Hey, love, I'm so proud of you. You keep on keeping on, Sister Rachel J. I sees you out here doing what it is that you does, and I love it. It seems like many of us have similar um challenges that we're dealing with. And I think that's probably why God put some of us together because we have some similar challenges. I know one of my challenges that I am working on this year, everybody, is just showing up. Not just showing up for people, but showing up for myself as well. Living full out. When I think back, I started living full out, and for me, my bounce back muscle has not been as strong as I need it to be. So what you see here and what you all will see is me working on that bounce back muscle. So when things happen in my life, I'm like, oh, what is going? I can't take this anymore. Lord, please take the wheel. I am saying take the wheel, but I'm living in peace with it as well because it is what it is, y'all. So I love y'all. Long life. I hope you all have a wonderful, 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 wonderful day on purpose because you can. Love y'all. I'm gonna end it. I go, yes, you do. I can't wait until you come on the show. I sure will. I'm definitely gonna be in Chicago in May, Queen, because my son is graduating. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Have a wonderful day on purpose. Y'all have a wonderful day as well. I love y'all. Long life, and thank you for joining. If you are watching the replay, let me know below where you are watching from because again, I am working with this algorithm. I want to see what they're doing for me. Love y'all.